What's your stance on this? The term sort of food fascism comes to my mind. That whatever your view on eating meat, it's not illegal, and I don't think a chef at a top London restaurant should be seeking to impose his views on the customers of the restaurant at Claridge's.
Listen, I've never heard such guff spoken all my life, Kevin. What do you think all these great chefs do? These chefs who reach the highest echelons of their career, what they do is they impose their food on us. Chefs like the great Nicola Dinas, the great Marco Pierre White, if you didn't like what they ate, they chucked you out of their restaurants. Marco Pierre White used to actually go in and do what he called the whoosh if some of his customers complained, and he would remove the white tablecloth and everything with it and kick the guys out of the restaurant. Chefs of a particular caliber produce the food that is an extension of their personality and the food that they love. And that's how you break new ground, because you have great, bold cooks doing extraordinary things. And the customers have got to go along with that. Now, in terms of hotels, hospitality, giving customers what they actually want, okay, there's a bit of a gray area there. I have some sympathy for Daniel Humm, because I think it would be a great idea to have an unbelievably smart plant-based restaurant in London. There are a number of these restaurants growing. I think that if you're vegan or vegetarian, why is it that all the really super posh places, tend to focus on meat? Okay, they do it often with a vegan option. Maybe there should be posh plant-based restaurants that offer meat options. I think you might find though that people who are proponents of that might not particularly like that. I think that the fallout with Claridge's is interesting. I'm surprised it didn't happen earlier, to be honest, because Claridge's is a hotel of wonderful tradition, harks back to the bright young things of the 20s and 30s, fabulous Art Deco design. What Daniel Humm did to that restaurant, he turned it into a sort of business lounge. If you like business lounge, that's quite nice. I mean, I love a business lounge when I'm traveling, but it didn't feel very Claridge's. The walls were adorned with photographs of landscapes that hilariously mimicked women's breasts. His food was very clean, quite clever. I think I had a phallus of aubergine followed by the ugliest piece of poussin I'd ever come across. But it was clever cooking. And he minced about in his white trainers, glad-handing people. And but after he launched, I don't think there was much heard about him. So I think here we have a man who had a bit of a crisis of PR, amongst other things. What is he going to do next? He could have slapped his name on the door, said I'm plant-based, got a lot of PR for it, and I think people would have been interested in that. And I think Claridge's are quite small-minded. They've got a big kitchen there. They can serve their customers with steaks and beef, lamb, pork quite easily enough, and they could have dedicated this restaurant to a really esoteric, elegant, beautiful plant-based menu. The only thing I'd say finally is that I'm intrigued by what he would have done, because great chefs are people who respect nature, the environment, sustainability, seasonality. I would like to see what Daniel Humm was going to put on his posh plant-based seasonal sustainable restaurant in January, where there's not much growing in this country apart from turnips. And if he's importing the pulses and everything else to go on his menu, then the plant-based philosophy, if it's about sustainability and good ethics, slightly falls apart.